Hey Audrey, you got a minute? I need to talk to you about the present you got for Maria. Hi Kayla, did the package arrive in good shape? I hope the post office didn't damage it. Be sure to tell Maria congratulations from me. I'm so happy for her landing that big job. Oh, by the way, the watch is adjustable, so that should be fine, but if the pantsuit doesn't fit, I can get it tailored. Is this really all you got for her? I'm sorry? I mean, what use does she have for a cheap suit and ugly watch? She'd be the laughingstock. What were you thinking getting her this trash? Seriously, Audrey. She deserves way better than whatever brand these are. I would have told you not to send her a gift at all if I knew this is what you were gonna get her. Hey, come on, Kayla. That's going a bit too far. And besides, if she showed up on the first day wearing a fancy designer suit and an expensive watch, her new colleagues might think she was shallow and vain. Besides, the suit is a good color for her, and the watch matches the necklace I got her a few years ago. Who cares about brands? You know how big the company she got hired at is, right? Everyone cares about brands. Actually, I don't think you ever told me. What company did she get hired at? There's no way I'm telling you that. It's one of the biggest companies in the state. If you need to ask, it's beyond your pay grade. Kayla, is this you talking or Maria talking? Did she actually tell you what she thought of the gifts? Of course she did! She's just like me. She actually has a sense for high fashion, unlike a certain someone else in the family. You want to know what she said in her words? What kind of cheapskate buys someone a ragged, ugly suit and junk watch like this as a gift? Tell her to spend at least $10,000 on my gift, and then we'll talk. Kayla, listen to me. I'm only saying this because I love both you and Maria, and I'm really concerned for her. Are you sure she'll be okay setting off into the real world like this? Excuse me? If that's really what she said to you, in her own words, then it seems like she has an enormous problem with her value system. You're just jealous! Just because your professional career was a complete failure and you're still working a mid-level job at your age doesn't mean that my Maria is as much of an unmotivated loser as you are. Like I said, Kayla, I'm only asking this because I'm genuinely concerned for her. Oh yeah? Well, you don't need to be. Worry about your own life, Audrey. Hey John, sorry to bother you while you're on a business trip. Do you have a minute?
Sure, Audrey, what's up?
I need to vent.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, babe. Tell me what's on your mind.
Thanks. So, it's about Maria. You know Maria, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, your niece, right? Kayla's daughter?
That's her. I heard Maria landed a good job at a big company, so I bought her a suit and watch that she could wear to work as a present.
Holy cow, Maria's already graduated from college? Man, time flies.
For real. But anyway, according to what Kayla told me in a text earlier today, Maria said they're cheap and ugly. She's never going to wear them, and that I should have bought her more expensive brand products.
No way.
Yeah, it's hard for me to believe too, but that's what Kayla told me this afternoon.
Man, don't they know the expression, don't look a gift horse in the mouth? Good grief.
To be honest, this isn't the first time the two of them have acted like this with me.
Seriously?
Yep. Kayla thinks that I'm a professional failure and that I work at a mid-level job for chicken feed. And, I mean, she's completely wrong about that and has no idea what she's talking about. But that attitude of hers seems to have rubbed off on her daughter. She started laying into me about that right after she got done insulting my present. She said that I was just jealous that Maria got a good job while I'm nothing but a loser.
Man, that's nuts! What company hired her anyway?
She wouldn't tell me. She said it was a secret.
What? She goes around bragging about Maria getting hired by some big company and won't even tell you what it is? What?
Yep, it's how she's always been. She's strategically secretive. She only tells people just enough to keep their attention and curiosity focused on her.
What a way to live! You can't imagine she has many quality friends with a personality like that. Now that I think about it, it's been years since I've seen Maria. I can't remember the last time I saw her.
Yeah, it's been a while. She's always going out with her friends, so she never comes to family events.
Oh, I remember now. I'm pretty sure I saw her at a family event about 10 years ago, so that would put her in middle school, I think. I probably wouldn't even recognize her if I saw her, to be honest.
I haven't shown you any pictures of her recently, have I? I'm pretty sure my mom sent me some pictures with Kayla and Maria together in them the other day. Let me look through my phone to see if I can find any. I'll be just a second. That's Kayla in the blue blouse, and Maria on the right.
Huh? Wait a second.
What is it, John?
This might sound kind of weird, but I think I actually have seen her recently.
Whoa, really? Where at?
She was in the group of applicants waiting for their interviews at my company earlier this spring. I saw her name on the resume and thought it was a strange coincidence that she had the same name as your niece. But the address was in a completely different city than where I remember you telling me they lived, so I didn't think much of it. Yep, I'm 100% sure of it. That girl in the picture is definitely the same girl that I met during the interviews.
Whoa, that's crazy. I bet you didn't recognize the address because she moved out of her house and into an apartment building closer to her college campus.
Yeah, duh, she went to college, didn't she? Oh boy, this could be a bit of a problem.
Why is that?
Things still aren't finalized over at my company, so I'll go and ask the head of HR about a few things and let you know what I find out later.
Audrey? Answer me, Audrey. You've got some explaining to do. Tell me what you did right now. Huh? I knew you were jealous of Maria, but I never thought that even someone as bitter as you could go and do a thing like this. Kayla, I have no idea what you're talking about. So could you calm down and tell me what on earth is going on? Maria got a call back from the company that hired her today. They said they're rescinding the offer for the position. They're going with a different applicant. Wait, for real? She just called me and told me, weeping her eyes out. That poor little thing. She doesn't deserve this. Hold on a second, Kayla. I'm gonna go check with someone who's more familiar with the situation than me. What? What do you mean?
Yes. Hi there, Kayla. It's been a long time since we've seen each other, hasn't it? It's John, Audrey's husband.
John? I had no idea you had my number.
Yeah, it's been a while since you gave it to me. It's unsurprising that you forgot about it.
Oh, well, anyway. So, do you know something about what happened with Maria? She told me the company rescinded their job offer to her.
Yes, actually, I'm the president of the company that she applied to.
You are?
I still can't believe that I didn't even recognize my own niece. I had no idea it was Maria who had applied until Audrey showed me her picture the other day. The last time I'd seen her, she was still in middle school. And since the address on the resume wasn't what I remembered yours to be, I thought that her having the same name was just a crazy coincidence. Although, I suppose it's kind of unusual that she wouldn't recognize me. I haven't really changed all that much in the last several years. Well, besides gaining a few pounds. but that's beside the point. What?
It's completely beside the point. Did you actually use your position to rescind Maria's job offer just to get revenge on me for what I said to Audrey? That's despicable! How could you? No, it's worse than despicable. That's abuse of authority. I'm gonna sue you.
Well, I was quite upset by the way you spoke to my wife, and I'm not quite over that yet. But the truth is that Maria's offer was rescinded for a completely unrelated reason.
Okay, well then why? You'd better have a good explanation.
Didn't Maria tell you what happened herself? The HR rep who called her and informed her should have explained the reason to her. There's no way she didn't know. We discovered that Maria had falsified her resume.
She did what?
Our company was hiring college graduates only, and on her resume, Maria stated that she will be graduating from a university this spring. However, we discovered that she was actually a few credits short of graduating and would have to take a class this summer to make up for it. So she would not actually have received her degree by the time the job was slated to start. And since she was aware of this when she submitted her resume, we had no choice but to remove her from the candidate pool and go with another applicant.
Wait, she was a few credits short? She never told me that. And she's taking summer classes?
Worse, we discovered that the preliminary transcript she had submitted was a forgery, which showed her as already having taken the courses she was scheduled to take this summer. And I'd like to think I don't need to tell you this, but kind of forgery is a crime. Oh, in addition to rescinding her employment offer, I'd also like to inform you that we are considering filing criminal charges against her for the forgery.
You can't be serious.
I am serious.
Can't you do anything about this? I mean, you're the company president and she's your niece. You couldn't throw your niece out to the curb, could you?
Well, I would like to, but you just told me a short time ago that using my position to favor my niece would be abuse of authority, correct?
Well, yeah, I did, but can't you make an exception in this one case?
And what reason would I possibly have to make an exception for you?
To help out Maria? I mean, think of the situation she's in now.
The situation she's in now is entirely of her own doing. I've said all I have to say for now, so I'll take my leave. Enjoy your evening.
Audrey, you've got to do something. Oh boy. What's wrong now, Kayla? It's Maria. She's been arrested. What? She was? What for? What happened, Kayla? When I talked to Maria about her not being able to graduate on time, she said she was only missing one class. And, well, what sort of university makes a girl delay her graduation for just one stupid class? That's ridiculous, isn't it? So, she was already frustrated, and when she had her job offer rescinded on top of that, she kind of went crazy. Just a little bit. She went over to John's company this morning to confront him about the whole situation. Oh no, I have a feeling that didn't go over well. The receptionist told her she wasn't allowed on the premises and to leave immediately. But Maria said that she wasn't going to leave until she was allowed to speak to John, and sat on the floor right in front of the receptionist desk. So they said they were going to call the police. And when the police came and told her to leave, she refused. And then, when they tried to arrest her, she struggled a bit. Struggled? I'm pretty sure that's just called resisting arrest. What did they expect her to do when they tried to put handcuffs on her? No one likes to be handcuffed. Kayla, I know you're worried about Maria, but you need to calm down and think rationally about all this. Calm down? Don't tell me to calm down. I can't be calm at a time like this. And besides, all of this is John's fault. If he hadn't rescinded Maria's job offer, then none of this would have ever happened. She'd be working at a good company for a good salary, and everyone would be happy. No. This is all Maria's fault for falsifying her resume and forging those transcripts. That's not just immoral, Kayla, that's illegal. Yeah, so? The only reason the company even knew about that was because John had them look into her history. He should have just minded his own business and let her join the company. But no, he had to go sticking his nose where it didn't concern him. Sorry, Kayla, wrong again. She was going to get caught sooner or later. That's not the sort of thing you can hide forever. Not to mention, the longer it took for them to find out, the bigger a deal it would have become. So it's honestly for the best that she got caught this early on. Also, John didn't even know that Maria was one of the applicants until after they started their investigation into her history. So you can't blame this on his personal vendetta against you or anything. Maria has no one to blame but herself for what happened. But it's not her fault. She didn't deserve any of this. Good grief, Kayla. How long are you going to treat Maria like she's a kid? You're being way too easy on her. Every single time she gets into trouble, you swoop in to defend her, telling her it's not her fault and placing the blame on someone else. And that's the precise reason why she's become so shallow and arrogant, refusing to admit any of her faults. Really, this is all due to how you raised her, Kayla. That's not true. Maria's a beautiful, intelligent woman, just like me. Your lack of self-awareness aside, you're old enough to know that even a beautiful, intelligent woman won't get anywhere in life unless she has a strong sense of personal responsibility. This will be a good opportunity for Maria to find out how society really works. You can't get by with just a pretty face. There are rules to follow, manners, ethics. She needs to learn about all that stuff. And as for you, Kayla, this should also be a good opportunity for you to consider how your responsibility as Maria's mother and to give some good thought to where precisely in your parenting you went wrong and how to help fix it. Don't throw all this on me, Audrey. What about you? This is your niece we're talking about. Don't you feel sorry for her in the slightest? Don't you love your own niece? If you had a heart, you'd be doing all you could to help her out right now. Like getting John's company to drop the charges. Were you paying attention just now? I do want to help her. The problem is that you and I don't see eye to eye on what specific sort of help Maria needs. And until you can understand that, there's nothing I could do or say that would get through to Maria, or you. So no, Kayla, I'm not going to give her the sort of help you want me to give her. Audrey, you can't do this! I'm your sister! She's your niece! I've had more than enough interaction with you for a while. Don't contact me anymore after this. If I ever feel like talking to you again, I'll let you know. John's company pressed charges, and Maria was found guilty of forgery, fraud, and finally resisting arrest. Having found out about all of this, Maria's college expelled her. It's crazy that she went this far over having to take one little class. Kayla tried complaining to her husband, demanding that he talk to John and me to get us to help Maria out in some way. But he apparently had no intention of doing anything of the sort. Quite the contrary. He told her that very day that he was divorcing her. Maria's trouble with the law had started to have a serious negative impact on his work, and his company told him that if he didn't take care of it, then they would fire him. And, well, he took care of it. I kept my word to Kayla, and I haven't spoken to her ever since I sent that last message. When I talked to my parents about what had happened, they were utterly disgusted and cut Kayla off too. And that's the story of how my sister Kayla and her daughter Maria ended up destroying their lives. With the kind of criminal record Maria earned for herself, she's going to have a seriously hard time landing any employment at all, much less a job at a good company like John's. To make up for that, Kayla's now working a double shift every day from Monday to Friday in order to make ends meet. Sucks for her, but she brought this on herself.
Violet, do you have a moment?
Hey, Mom. Sure, what did you want to talk about?
Daniel is moving back into his old room.
What? He is?
So you genuinely had no idea that your husband was moving back in with his parents?
I'm on the bus on my way home from work right now. Did he give you a reason why? He didn't tell me anything.
Well, if you're really unaware, I guess there's no point in beating around the bush. I'll tell you myself. He said he wants to divorce you.
Divorce? But why?
Oh, and don't bother trying to contact him. He says he never wants to speak with you again.
What is going on? He's never said anything to me about a divorce. I can't believe he would do this without talking to me first.
I'm just telling you what he told me to tell you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try and contact Daniel myself. Daniel, what's this about you wanting a divorce all of a sudden? And why would you up and move back into your parents' house? If you had an issue with their marriage, you should have told me. Is there something wrong? Answer me, Daniel. I know that you're reading this. Don't you have anything to say to me at all? Daniel, answer me right now. Daniel, what is wrong with you? You don't even have the courage to give me the divorce papers yourself? You had your mother bring them to me? She said that you want to finalize the divorce by tomorrow. Daniel, what is going on? You suddenly moved out a month ago, and today I hear, through your mother, that you're willing to leave me the house if I don't ask you why you're divorcing me? We still haven't once had a face-to-face discussion about this. Will you really not even talk to me? Just once? I get that you're serious about the divorce and you're not willing to try and work things out, so I'm not going to put up a fight. But I'm hurt and saddened that you won't tell me why. What on earth was that?
Violet!
I mean, I'm the one who said I wanted a face-to-face conversation. But our divorce is going to be finalized tomorrow. Why are you crawling into my bed in the middle of the night? I could smell alcohol in your breath when you hugged me. Are you drunk right now?
Violet! Please, Violet, I have one last request. The last request I'll ever make to you.
What is it?
I'll never ask you for anything ever again. Please hear me out.
Hear you out? You spent the last month refusing to speak to me, and now you want me to hear you out? Our divorce is already a done deal. What could you possibly want to tell me now?
It wasn't my idea. I don't want to divorce you.
What are you talking about?
My brother came back home.
Your brother? The one who ran out of the house after a huge fight with your dad 15 years ago and hasn't been heard from since?
Yeah. He somehow found out about my dad dying 3 years ago. When he came back to our house a month ago.
Wait, I think I remember you telling me about him.
My mother was always obsessed with him, giving him anything he wants, and he's a reason for my childhood trauma.
And now he's back at home? Wait, are you saying you're divorcing me has something to do with your brother?
They took my phone away from me for the last month.
What?
A month ago, my mom told me to come to the house immediately, that it was an emergency. And when I got there, my brother was there. See, it brought back my trauma. I had a panic attack, and while I was incapacitated, they took my phone.
What about your job?
When my mom called me, she told me that I should bring my work computer along, because she'd need to be with me for a while, so I did. They've been taking turns watching me to make sure I didn't try to contact you. So, for the last month, I haven't been able to communicate with anyone unless it's for work. And they've locked me in the house.
That's unbelievable. Why are they doing this?
My brother's after the money I make on my freelance projects. When he found out from my mom that I'm married and not living at home anymore, he decided to make me divorce you so he can keep me there and live off my income. And Mom has teamed up with him.
Your mom is a part of this? But you've been paying her $1,500 a month for as long as I've known you. Why is she doing this?
Like I said, she's obsessed with my brother. He's the only one she loves. She only ever saw me as someone she could use to finance her lifestyle after my brother left home. But now he's back. And their plan is to use me like an ATM from now on, so they don't have to work anymore.
Daniel.
Sorry to bother you with such a downer story. I know it's an important time for you at your company, just being promoted and all. And it's partially my fault for not being able to stand up to my mom and brother for this last month. If you say you want to divorce me, I'll understand, but if it's not too much to ask, then please, Violet, could you give me one more chance?
Can I ask you something first?
Yeah, go ahead.
First, who signed your name on the divorce papers?
Huh?
It looked like your handwriting.
Oh yeah, the divorce papers. I don't have any evidence, so I can't say anything for certain. But I think it was my mom. Her handwriting has always been similar. She could probably fake it easily.
Okay, got it. Next. Your childhood trauma is what's kept you from standing up to your brother for the last month, right? If that's true, then I'd like an explanation for how you were able to get out of the house and come see me tonight.
Right. First, my brother bought a bunch of beer and was having a drinking party with my mom. But then all of a sudden, they started forcing me to drink can after can after can. I had no idea what the occasion was, but I was just playing along with them at first. Then when they passed out, I saw my chance to escape from the house, and I took it. When I took back my phone and checked your messages, I saw that you had agreed to the divorce.
Is that why they were celebrating?
Yeah, I think so. They had been monitoring me for a month, so I bet they were pretty excited that their scheme finally paid off. This was the first time I'd heard anything about the divorce, so I hurried as fast as I could to call a taxi and tell you the truth.
Ah, so that explains why you were acting excited and also the alcohol in your breath. I guess they were unaware of how big of a drinker you were. I bet they didn't expect you would outlast them.
Right. My brother left the house when I was still a minor. And I've never really done much drinking around my mom. The only person I ever drank with was my dad. He was my only ally in the family, and he's gone now.
Wow, I see.
Yeah, sorry about startling you like that before. It was the first time I'd seen you in a month, and I kinda got overwhelmed by emotions.
It's all right.
Do you believe me, Violet?
Well, you've told me about how awful your brother was to you a bunch of times over the years. And I can see for myself how your mother's favoritism has affected you. So, considering that, your story does make sense.
Thanks, Violet.
I'm sorry too, Daniel. I knew about your past, but still didn't have enough faith in you to resist the divorce. I lost faith in you once, but I won't do it again.
That means a lot to me, Violet.
Also, by the way, this is all pretty sudden and bizarre, but you should probably lay low for a while.
Really? Why?
I'm coming over to you to tell you the details, but for now, let me just say that we have a lot of work to do tonight.
Okay, gotcha.
Violet? Are you there? Where's Daniel?
Good morning, Mom. What's the matter with Daniel?
He's gone! I thought he passed out drunk with us last night.
Did you have a party?
Yes, we did. We were celebrating that you finally agreed to divorce Daniel after a long month of hard work. But I woke up just now and Daniel is gone. All of his things are gone too. Even the computer he brought over here for work. Do you have any idea where he's gone, Violet?
Can't say I do.
You may be divorced, but you were still married for years. You haven't heard anything at all from him?
You know we haven't met for a whole month.
Yes, but regardless...
Why would he come here? He's the one that wanted to divorce me, isn't he? Or maybe he didn't really want to divorce me at all, and he was somehow trapped in your house for the last month. Maybe he came here to tell me the truth about everything. Is that the possibility that has you so nervous?
That's a completely ridiculous story. He hates you so much that he couldn't bear to meet you, and he had me deliver the divorce papers for him.
If that's true, then there's no point in contacting me like this now, is there?
Well, I suppose you have a point. Oh, what am I going to do? Where in the world did Daniel go? Violet! You moved?
Huh?
I just came to the apartment you and Daniel were living in, but a new family was living there.
Oh, right. I was already planning to move for my job at the time, and I guess when I think about it, the divorce came at a pretty convenient time for me. That's all. It's a simple story, really. But this all happened months ago.
Oh, this is terrible.
What's terrible?
I've been searching for Daniel for months, and he just called me the other day saying he's cutting me out of his life.
Wow, he is?
He stopped sending me the usual $1,500 a month. I've had to really tighten my belt now. I guess I have no other choice. That boy is of no use to me anymore. Violet, you can marry my other son.
Excuse me?
This is your responsibility. Daniel was your husband and he's gone and vanished. I'll organize a wedding at the local courthouse for this Friday and you can move in on Saturday. Understand?
Yeah, that's not happening.
You have no right to refuse.
I'm married right now.
You what? You're already remarried?
Sorry. I need to make an important phone call now. I'm gonna have to leave this conversation.
Oh, don't you dare! If you're not going to support this family, who will?
Daniel, I just heard from your mom.
Wait, she contacted you instead of me? Maybe it's because I told her I was cutting her out of my life.
She told me that I have to marry your brother and support them. What a total weirdo.
She did.
As if I would ever agree to that, right?
Yeah, not a chance.
I'll go ahead and cancel the contract for this phone as soon as possible.
Right, I'll do the same for mine.
Are you at the bus station right now?
Yeah. I'll be getting on my bus soon. I should probably go. I'll call you when I get off.
Awesome. I'll be waiting. Take care.
Thanks, Violet. I'll see you soon.
The truth is that I moved out of the state for my job. I never divorced my husband. He simply made a request to his company to make his temporary work from home arrangement a permanent one, and they accepted. After getting a few things taken care of, he joined me over here. As for his mom, since she got greedy and tried to steal all of Daniel's income, she ended up losing the $1,500 he had been sending every month. And since Daniel's brother refused to leave the house, she had no choice but to go and get a job herself. But there's more. Daniel's brother only came home because he was running away from a loan shark, but he got found. I'm not sure why, but when they came for Daniel's brother, they took both him and his mom with them to their black site in the city, where the two of them are now on the long and hard path to repaying his debt.